Continuing back to my record that I was on. I was busy analyzing gold, where we saw the level demand which was created here, which started pushing reversing price upwards after a dip. So we saw here some kind of a reversal, price failing to make a new lower low, and ended up making taking out the previous lower high, of which we had also a break of structure which was created. Yeah. So basically, to me, I was on God. I saw what happened. But to me, definitely, I thought it would be some kind of a mitigation towards any specific order block. Yeah, with the fair value gap within. So I tried to mark order blocks where I could see the fair value gap, like this one, where the axe or the arrow is. I can see the FVG, and I can see the topmost, this one. So basically, those are the levels I thought about price would mitigate before continuing to drop. So what I did here, this was some kind of a confirmation and breakup structure. Then some people took some buy entries here when it pulled back. So basically this would be the intent of a reversal, a church, and we saw it made a break of structure. So the reason why, according to the way I see, there was a void here, FVG here, which needed to be filled first of all, and it was filled as price reversed and rallied and started now buying. When we go upwards here, we don't see an FVG. We can see efficient pricing here, but again we saw that after creating a break of structure, you normally know that wherever you're taking entries, you always wait for a pullback, a return to order block. So here there was a return to order block. Yeah, you can basically see it's an invisible order block. Yeah, if you scale onto the lower time frame, it made the RTO here where you see the arrow. That's where you could take entry. That's where people took entries, confirmation entries. You take entries on wherever price makes the RTO. Yeah. So we continue to see break of structure, another break of structure to the upside. So meaning price took out the previous higher high. So this is actually a complex pullback that I'm trading, an internal structure, a complex, the anti-trend, counter-trend move, because we on bearish. So when we experiencing this bullishness, yeah, within the major structure, these are internal structure. So I would call it the complex pullback. Uh, I don't normally trade against the major trend, the major market structure. I don't normally do that. So I would call this a complex pullback, counter trading, whereby you're trading against the trend. So what we saw here, we saw price as it kept buying, it kept filling the void, and it kept grabbing internal liquidity. All these are internal liquidity. All this internal liquidity. Yes. Taking out the internal liquidity. Yeah. You can see, yeah, these are all internal liquidity and also continuing to break structures. So let me minimize the screen. You can see. So the last thing I saw price kept on creating highs as it kept on making break of structures, and this was the last high it created. This was the last high it created. Yes. So it was nearly actually mitigating tapping that order block, but it never managed to tap it. It never made a RTO in that sense. In that case, it never made an RTO. So what I saw here, I saw price again trying to change the intent of buying now. Changing the intent, you can barely see it when price takes out the previous higher low. That's why you can see that the intent has changed. So I waited for this level to be taken out. You see this? And I had marked it. Yes. So it really broke that level, created a break of structure, and it went back to mitigate this order block. This was the order block now, which was respected. So after respecting this order block, that's when now I realize now it's good to buy. It's good to sell, not buying. It's good to sell. So selling, it's always safe to wait for confirmation. Price dropped as it mitigated that order block. It tapped that order block. You can see the break of structure it created. So for me, I was waiting for the confirmation entry on lower time frames, but on higher time frames, I'm on 4 hour. We had some void to be filled as it broke the structure. This was a BOS. And all this was the void. So this is the order block, which now we have our what? As our supply. This is a new supply. This one, this doji, definitely. So I was hoping, waiting for price to pull back within the new supply, so that I could take a what? A sell. I did take a short sell here because I marked levels of FVGs, because I normally make entries using the fair value gaps. Here it was just a small FVG. Here there's FVG. So I entered really here knowing that it would drop immediately. It will drop even though it never failed to do what? To tap to the current supply that actually I marked. So I entered with a low risk, and I posted this actually in my, I think in my trading group, WhatsApp trading group. Yeah. But my entry was here. My entry was here. I remember. My entry was here. My entry was here. It was a confirmation entry. I'm gonna mark it with arrow. I didn't enter immediately. I waited